So this is now to my least favorite animal. I'm actually allergic to these guys, so I really, really don't like them. And my family know that, whenever the sun goes down and the windows are open, I go around running around closing all the windows, because otherwise it's going to be a nasty night for me. And the reason I've chosen this is actually the previous speaker was going to be talking about partnerships with government. And I thought an example about malaria, something that was announced just a couple of weeks ago at a forum we hosted on impact investing. It's called the Mozambique Malaria Performance Bond. I don't know if any of you have heard about it. But it's really about bed nets. And some of the evidence that was done at MIT, at the Poverty Action Lab, showed that investments in bed nets as opposed to treating malaria was highly, highly effective. And that was through randomized controlled trials, and they looked at roughly investments of $14 per bed net, created a lifetime of returns in tens of thousands of dollars for every child's life saved. The problem is, the Mozambican government can't afford to invest in bed nets today while they're currently running clinics treating people with malaria. So how does one overcome that kind of challenge? So I'm using quite a complicated structure to actually just show an example of how innovation is starting to shape a number of ways people are thinking about approaching complex problems, but also about partnership approaches. So innovation is a partnership, and also about collaboration. So I haven't shown the exact structure of the malaria one because it still is confidential. But essentially the basic structure of a social impact bond, you don't need to know the details of it, but essentially they're called pay-for-success bonds. So governments will pay once the program has proven its effectiveness, once the social outcomes and targets and metrics are met. And what they do is they go to the private sector to leverage the funding for the pilot to take the risk to prove the program. And that way, they can continue running the clinics that they do, and meanwhile raise private sector funding for this BedNet program.